back to the channel. Today we are overcoming a huge hurdle with the Charger project, and that is finally getting the front subframe powder coated. So I've been waiting 2 weeks to do this, and today we're heading over to the powder coating shop. They're gonna blast the subframe. I'm gonna spray some powder coat on it, and then we'll bake it. She'll be ready to install into the car. All I have to do is pull the 6.2 Hemi out of the Durango subframe and put the oil pan on, but I also still haven't been able to find a place to braze the screen on the oil pickup I made. Got the front subframe powder coated thanks to Tiny. He let me spray it and bake it, and now we are ready to go over to the shop and install the front diff and try to figure out the steering rack. But before I do that, I need to go over to find somebody that could braze the pickup tube for the new oil pan. So I just need to get this screen brazed on there, then we can put all of that onto the engine. Now I have the subframe back over at the junkyard, and I really love how it came out. So it looks so much better. Everything looks so much better and cleaner when it's in gloss black. But what I need to do now is I need to remove the 6.2 out of the Durango subframe. I need to remove the axles, the diff, the power steering rack, and then I need to start bolting stuff into the subframe. But before I can do that, I need to go over, and I think I found somebody to braze the screen on the oil pickup tube for the new oil pan. And then also I need to modify the steering rack. I need to do both of those before I can get the 6.2 into the subframe. So on the Durangos and the Trackhawks, the subframe sits about 5 to 6 inches lower than it would in a Charger. So as you can see, this stub shaft is about that much longer to compensate for that. So all of this stuff will go directly on there like it would factory, and we'll have the steering rack finished. So I need the steering rack done, and then I also need that oil pan pickup done. So I'm gonna pull this out, and then we'll head over and hopefully get all this stuff modified so we can get this engine into the Charger, and she's gonna look really good. Before I get her into the Charger though, I also need to swap the pulleys, and then I need to reroute this harness right here just so it comes out the back. The issue with that is it is quite a bit longer, and that's probably gonna be, you know, I might have to shorten it. is now separated from the subframe, and there are a few things, like I said before, I want to replace these control arms, and, well, just the driver's side control arm, but I'm going to replace both since I have them. And as you can see right there, I've showed this before, you can see the bolt slipped from when it either half rolled or whatever it did, but the subframe so far looks fine. That bolt also looks like it kind of slipped, so kind of, you know, concerning about the lower control arms. Not probably that big of a deal because these things are pretty beefy, and I've seen those things take pretty large hits and not break. But just for the peace of mind, I'm going to replace them. I'm also going to get rid of this right here. You can't pull the front steering rack, or I don't know if there's a way, but if the engine is in the car and you need to replace a steering rack, you're probably going to have to drop the, you're going to definitely have to pull the diff, and you're also definitely going to have to pull the engine to get the steering rack out. Unfortunately today the guy was sick to braze the screen on the oil pickup. So what I'm going to do really quick is run over and swap steering shafts for the steering rack for the Durango. So what I'm doing, and people have told me that this won't work, but I already know it's going to work. So you just take the steering shaft out of the charger rack, which it's a lot shorter, and then you pull the Durango one out and just swap them. It's that simple. They're not in there that hard. The rack is not supposed to be serviceable, but they put them together, so they should come apart. And we now have a Durango Hellcat steering rack that will work in the Charger. So like I said before, all you have to do is pull out this, you know, both shafts, and then you just swap over the Charger one. Very, very simple. These are not supposed to be a serviceable unit, this whole steering rack, but they all come apart just like they go together. So I did have a spare rack that I just cannibalized to figure out how it came apart, but it goes together really, really easy. The one thing that really sketches me out though is this shaft is literally held in by the lightest press fit ever. There's no bolt that holds it in. It's just like the smallest little star that goes into a circle. It's very sketchy, but it will work with the Charger. So unfortunately, I can't put the engine or drivetrain into the car because I don't have the oil pickup. So I was gonna have it brazed today. It took me a long time to actually find somebody that was gonna be able to do it. Seems like brazing is a dying art, so I probably should learn how to do it, but I didn't wanna go and try to do it on an oil pickup that I don't wanna mess up and that I don't really wanna have to remake right now. I want to get this thing done, get everything in the car, be able to finally wire up, fire up, and once I wire it up, I have to pull a base map off of the ECM and then send the base map to HP tuners, as well as then I have to send them the ECU so I can get the ECU unlocked, and then they can get it, they can make it so I can actually start tuning the ECM. So the newer ECUs, you have to actually send them in to get unlocked first, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, you know, and plus it has to be able to power up so I can take the first base map off of it to send it in. But besides that, we're getting very, very close. So in the next video, we're gonna have the engine, the transmission into the Charger station wagon. We have this nice, freshly powder coated subframe. We have a steering rack that's gonna work. Front diff out of the Durango. I mean, we are really finally looking good. I cannot wait, but I am going to end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.